Hey, where you been, old Smith? First one on. I didn't even get to say my speech. Fat Man Mike Nasty. Sports Talk. Thursday night. Late night with the Fat Man Mike Nasty. Where you been, Smith? I'll tell you, the Maryland Terps. They're a young team. They're chasing two Michigan teams. Michigan and Michigan State in the top of the Big Ten. So those three teams are pulling away from that division, they say. So the young Terps are, I think they're 7-2 in the Big Ten. What did you text me? Here we are. Her name's Dixie. She's a greyhound. And thank you. Yeah, we got her. She's in good hands. Where you at? So yeah, like I said, Maryland's trying to climb their way in. Those three teams are ahead of everybody in the Big Ten. Michigan State. So Trojans just trying to keep these guys up. Maryland and Michigan State, they both are 14 wins at home. Oh, hey Jim, how you doing? So they'll be seeing Michigan soon. Everybody else this week could help shape up the direction of the Big Ten. Michigan State goes on the road. They play Iowa tonight. Then they play Purdue. So Bruno Fernando named to the Atlantic Tip-Off Club Defensive Player of the Year. So the sophomore, the junior's having a good year. Him and Callan Jr. are coming around and taking care of it. Oh, he's gone? He's going to Madison Square Garden. I'd like to go there. I've never been there. I've been to New York, but I never went in the garden. So the Orioles, they're building their coaching staff. They got it all together. They took I told you about the pitching coach Broccoli. Then they have Don Long. They took him from Cincinnati. And then they have their third and first base coaches, Joe Flores and Baylor. They said these guys will be pretty good. Guys are young too. They're young coaches. So we'll see what the Orioles have in mind. He has 3 seasons. The pitching coach, he says, 3 seasons with Texas. Didn't do too well, but they're looking at other aspects of him to work with the pitchers. Long's 56. He's a well-regarded pitching coach from Cincinnati. I'm a hitting coach from Cincinnati, pitching coach, but that's where he's from. And then you saw about the Ravens. They gave Mr. Harbaugh a 4-year extension, which I think is, I would have done it. He won the AFC. He changed his stuff. He went 6-1. He put his confidence in the rookie, and even in that playoff game, he showed. He couldn't go against the rookie because if he was going to be there at any time, he had to give the guy face. So he stuck with him. A little too late to get started. They had them 2 touchdowns in the end. They got him up there, and they were kind of close. They had a few more seconds, but we ended up getting strip sacked, getting fumbled. But they'll put it all together and see what they get next year. NFL, they said that the concussion rate is down. 24%, 281 in 2017, and this year there was only 214. In the regular season, there was only 135 concussions. There was 190 in 2017. That was 29% decrease. But they also said that there've been like 538 went into the protocol, but only 75% of them were cleared. So there wasn't many that were, taken out because of concussions. 75% of the people that went in the tent came back out the next couple of times after they went through the concussion protocol. You know, the Ravens are scouting some positions in the Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl, they have practice. It's in Alabama right now. So they're getting ready for the Senior Bowl, and they're out there scouting some of these guys. It's Division One, the top 10 Division One, Division Twos, and stuff like that. They're out there. They have, Ladarius Smith. They're expecting to go. They're expecting if they do bring Suggs back. He only had 7 sacks last year, and not a lot of time to give him. So they're saying Montez Sweet, Mississippi State. I've said that one before. That was on one of the first mock drafts that they had, that they need outside linebacker stuff. And they're saying that Sweet would be good. That was the first draft. And then they had another one before that. I don't see him on here, but they had a safety possible. I think he's at the end. There's also no guarantee whether it would passable Senior Bowl. Yeah. Nazar Ardley out of Delaware, the Blue Hens star, finds his way to Baltimore. Started as a true freshman and a cornerback, transitioned to safety as a junior. That's a guy that they said as a safety. And then they have another possible departures. They said John Brown's going to go. His replacement is South Carolina, Deebo Samuels, they said. But filled out frame returns. He's 5'11", 216. To Cardinal Panthers, to DJ Moore, so out of Maryland. So they're saying that he's kind of like the Maryland guy. And then the offensive lineman they're looking at, that's Bo Buja-Caswell. And he's an Alabama dude, I think. But no, Mississippi, I don't know. I didn't see it right. But like I said, so another thing, they're talking about Kyle Murray, how he's the most intriguing thing because of his baseball. He could be the first guy to be a first rounder in baseball and football. So he'd be a first round pick in 2 things. Oakland had him in the first round. They told him, and then now he could be a first rounder in the NFL draft. He has the options to do either. He declared for the NFL, but he still hasn't made his options out there where he's going to go. But he did declare, and he still can be, a 2-time. He could be one of them Bo Jackson types. I told you before, one of the guys that never get talked about is Danny Ainge. That guy was an All-American in every sport. He played football, basketball, and baseball. And he got drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays and played for the Boston Celtics. So Mike Mussina, he said that he doesn't know what hat he's going to put on when he goes, and he doesn't want to. He's not going to say nothing. They've asked him a couple questions, and he has 2 separate things that he did in each city, so he doesn't know what he's going to do. Maybe he could split them in half and put half in half. But I said last night he'd probably go in as a Yankee. I think he did a lot more things there than he did with us. So Maryland football, they had a defensive coordinator, John Hope, and they also added Phillips as a wide receiver coach. So the football team's getting their staff together to see what Loxley can do with the Maryland Terps College with the football team. What he has down there, see if he can get people from the turmoil that they had. See what he can do. I thought he was going to get Jalen Hurst to help him out, but he ended up going to Oklahoma. because of that guy produced two Heisman Trophy winners. So we'll see what's going to go on with Maryland football, Maryland basketball, both the men and the ladies. The men were 13. I don't know what happened when they lost to Michigan. They might have dropped down a little bit. But yeah, no, they're still number 13, it says here, and they're playing Illinois. As Kat said, my brother's going to Madison Square Garden to watch it. I'd like to go see that at the Garden. It's one place I have to get to. I'll put that on my old man bucket list. I don't have a bucket list. I'm just a bucket. I'm not a list. That's Sean McVay. It's his birthday today, so that guy's probably younger than me. He turns 33 on Thursday. Jeez. And he's going to be the youngest coach in the Super Bowl. And he's facing the 65-year-old or 67-year-old in Belichick. They say Chuck Pagano, he's done with coaching. He's not going to coach anymore. He says he's done with it. Newton, they scoped his shoulder, so they did surgery on Mr. Newton's shoulder. Like I said, who's all loves you, man? Yeah, man, football coach. There's a team we played in basketball, man. Three-year prospect. They ranked in the top 100 by Baseball America. An outfielder. Beyonce Diaz. So they got to get a couple more picks and fill out their team, get ready for spring training. See what they have in store. Basketball tonight, what do we got going on? LeBron's gonna lead the West for the All-Star game. He's gonna be the captain if he gets back on the floor. He hasn't been on the floor. You got the Nuggets in the Jazz final 108-114. You got the Spurs and the Sixers. 122-120. Sixers win. I don't know if you live in those. But they got the Greek Freak in there. I don't know where they put him. If he's the captain. Yeah, he was a leading vote getter for the All-Star game, and he'll serve as captain along with Giannis Antetokounmpo, a Greek boy that I can't even pronounce his last name. But that's what we were. So Baltimore High School, they have Mount DeSales, girls team. They were like number 13. They moved up even more. Playing good basketball. Senior showcase. That's what we got. Brother Mike Nasty hanging out. Everybody's out there. Cats out there. Hey, Charlie's on the line. Hey, Charlie. How you doing? Everybody say hello to Charlie. Hey, Charlie. But we don't have like I said, the Orioles, the pitchers and catchers should be heading down to Florida to get ready to get started. Two more weeks, you'll have baseball coming around. And then now all these basketball teams, they're heating up trying to save their people for the playoffs or get into the playoffs. So that's coming around. Every game's going to start to matter. They're going to have to play a little bit. to get into the playoffs. Some of these teams like to rest their guys if they're way ahead, so that when the playoffs comes, they got some power. They don't want to. Same thing in hockey. Ovechkin took himself out, but then I think they went on the drought. They lost a couple in a row, but they're still in the top of their division. They'll make the playoffs, but we'll see how rested they are and what they do. That's the whole thing. Last game you're already in, you rest your players. I don't know about that. You play to the whistle, as old Larry Bird says. You play to the whistle. There. Here they're talking about a former Turk of Maryland's women's, Kira Leslie. She transferred to NC State, number 8, the last unbeaten Division I basketball team, the Wolfpack, and they're number 8. And here it says that Whittle might not end his career with the Ravens. I don't know where he's going to go. Talking about old million-year-old. Some county stuff here. So that was the Orioles announced the coaching staff. They gave Harbaugh an extension, 4-year extension. Mike Preston says that he should still be under the scope. Mike Preston's he always says stuff like that. Can't just let the guy ride. Give him his accomplishment. The guy got him to a title, got him in the playoffs from being 4-5. Joe gets hurt, he makes a decision, makes a call, does the right call, gets people to buy in, and that's what he does. That's what a coach does. He leads his team, making them believe in what he does. Like I said, he's always had the teams prepared every year. There's only been one year where they weren't prepared. I think they were. My daughter's sitting on the couch. But that's all we got. They say the defense of the Packs, they're heading right on track for the Super Bowl. They always come alive. They could be 0-4, I tell you. And the next thing you know, here they come. They're playing hot. The defense is on, Brady's on, and they're rolling into the Super Bowl, hitting on all levels, firing off. And then you got these young Rams coming in, and the young coach. We'll see what he devises, see what he goes against them. But when these guys are playing like they play, you can't count against them. And they could be down 21, and everybody knows what their accomplishments are. But they're saying that they're ready to go. Every week they get the best out of their players. Their preparation and practice. See, preparation, practice is everything. You got to prepare and practice to make sure you're doing it right. If you prepare and practice, you play like you practice, you won't turn the ball over 6 times a game. My daughter's sitting on the couch, sitting in the bed there. I was cracking up. Right, Cat Smith? Cat Smith's on here. You want to say hello to Cat? Remember the lady that was guarding it, and then she had to go out to her car and do puff off? Right, Cat? So, yeah, the Patriots are ready to go. Patriots and the Rams. Let's see how they got. Like I said, it's their coach's 33rd birthday today. So that's what we're looking at. All the stuff we talked about is on the table. But I like to see a Maryland game. They should win that against Illinois. Stay in the hunt at the Big Ten. Get themselves into the Final Four. Come Final Four time in March. I always like watching the Final Four and everybody gets their brackets going and all that stuff. And that's a good time of the year when football's gone. That's the next thing you look to is the Final Four, is March Madness. And then you go in the baseball season and hang out, watch the beginning. I always watch the beginning. And when it's church time, it's time to go on Sunday. Watch the Orioles run the cup. But that's like I said, the Kyle Murray kid. They said right now they haven't picked to go to the Redskins. If he's going to be a dual sport player, if he tries to do what we haven't had him since Bo Jackson did. I think there was a couple of another guy, Brian Jordan. I think he played for the Braves and maybe the Falcons. He might have played for Atlanta. That guy, and then you had Deion. There's been a few, but not a lot. That's hard to do, probably. They say that Mel Kiper has Murray going in the first round. Others said he was the second or third rounder. But these guys say he's going to go in the first round. They say here that the Jacksonville cornerback Jalen Ramsey praises Lamar Jackson, says he should have been a higher pick than 32 because they played each other. Because Ramsey came from Florida State and Louisville. Jackson played him 3 times. Every time he played Florida State, Jackson tore him up. He had, incredible 175 yards running and 200 and some yards passing on him, and they beat him 3 years in a row when the guy was coming out. So when Jackson won the Heisman, I think he was a rookie in the NFL by then. But every time he saw Jackson, Jackson was always tearing him up. So he had high praises for Jackson, saying that he's the guy, that he's going to be good for the Ravens. Dak Prescott's happy about the season, starting from 3-5. He said everybody counted them out. And, that's because they started running the ball with Ezekiel Elliott. They had to put it on his legs. And, they didn't put it on his arm because they didn't pass the ball as much. So he's happy about just doing what they did. Oh, and then another one, Zeke is taking up for old Garrett. People are saying they should move on to someone else, and Zeke is praising how he gets the job that he did this season and what he's done. He's kind of like a hardball coach. He gets his teams prepared. He does all this stuff. They haven't been in contention a lot, but lately they've shown a good defense. They've been around, offensively they've been good. They've been in the chase of the NFC. That division is a little weak. All 4 of those teams have been 8 and 8, 9, and haven't really ran away with anything. But they're always stacked. Nobody's ever out in that division. They're always pretty close. All those teams are pretty compatible, about the same. Even the weakest guy is still better than others, and they go to another division, they'd be at the top. The Giants were 5 and something. They just had a bad start. They got to put it together, and they'll be at the top again. But everybody else is always there. We'll have to worry about the Cleveland Browns. I'm telling you. I don't know about the coaching that they picked. I mean, he did turn it around when they made him the offensive coordinator, but I would have stayed with Williams. I think that guy, he's hard nosed. He probably would have got him there, but they got everything in line for this guy. So if he doesn't, they got the quarterback, they got a running back, they got all the stuff you need. Now they put him in there. We'll see what he does. They got the GM. As long as, like I said, the owner don't get in the way, we'll be fine. It ain't going to be no walkover when Cleveland comes around. That whole thing, they could probably win the division if it comes down to it. If they stay to what they are. Oh, Wendy. Oh, hey. All you people are here. I didn't know. I just got it pressed down. That's right, kid. That guy is hot for a young guy. He's only 33. You could date him. What? Hey, Wendy, how you doing? Wendy's in the house. Wendy was my team mom when I coached the little football. She's the best team mom ever. That's Wendy D. You got Jordan in here goofing around. But I'm in the space. Oh, Stacy, how you doing, Stacy? Got all Wagner shit when I was cold. And my Lakers hat. I like my Lakers. That's what I am. And he's still hurt. So LeBron's still out, even though they got him picked for the stuff. He's still nursing a groin injury. They said they had him practicing and shooting and stuff. And then you had Lorenzo Ball and out with the high ankle sprain. So he needs to get on the court. And I didn't see any of that. They're waiting for some trades to come about. We'll see how it all goes. And like I said at the top, they gave Harbaugh an extension for 4 years. Let's see what he can. Let's see how it goes, man. A whole new scheme is going to be coming up this year. Bringing it back. Run offense, RPO, run pass option, doing, spread, whatever they're going to do with him. See if they can get their rookie ready to go. It won't be a rookie. It'll be a sophomore. See how it goes. And with the number one defense again. But they're going to have to fill them defensive spots. And like I said, they got some scouting in the Senior Bowl. They looked at the guy, Montez Sweet out of Mississippi. That's an outside linebacker. They've been looking at a wide receiver there. And a safety from Delaware. And then they look at an offensive lineman that's in there from Mississippi. So they're trying to fill their voids and get their stuff going. Told you Mike Machine that doesn't know what hat he's going to wear. Split between the two. He's done a lot in both. Can't tell you where he's going to go, but they said he has acknowledged anything, a couple things here. Orioles announced most of their staff. I guess they got the whole staff together. They got a pitching coach Long from Cincinnati. They got he's a hitting coach. Broccoli's the pitching coach. He's from Texas. And he just had ties with Elias through Houston. So that's why he's on board. And we'll see what they're going to do with Chris Davis and Trumbo. Because Chris Davis, those guys are still in contract, and Trumbo just came off of injury. We'll see. Chris Davis said he went back in the well and redid stuff. The 1 year he had like 38, 40 home runs, a couple of years in a row he did it, and then they gave him a big contract, and he hasn't done anything since. It's been like 20 striking out. Walks just as good as a hit. He was at one time he was taking the walks, but last year I think he hit like 188 or something. Didn't do too well. But then you got Trey Mancini that you can put over there on first. But Davis has a good glove. That's the thing about it. He does have a good glove at first. He digs them balls out a couple times, has a nice stretch. But offensively, his bat just doesn't where it was. For what they were worth. I mean, I don't know what this money market does. Owen, you're always on late, dude. I'm halfway done, and you're coming on now. Hello, Maggie. Who did you pick up? I read the Dodgers picked up somebody here. They did something. I think they picked up an outfielder or something. He's a Dodgers fan. Kurt's a California kid, but he's also a Cowboys fan. And I told you about all you guys. Zeke Elliott says that your man Garrett did a good job. That's it, Paul. I saw that one. Yeah, that's the guy. I remember what they need. But they're always in contention. They need a good they need to get some starting pitchers. What are you doing?
Teleport. Are you live?
Yep. There's Annie.
Nice.
Hello, Annie. That's Annie.
Really?
And that's all I got. That's the Mike Nasty Live Show. And we'll be in and out. Yeah. Hey. Where are we going? Good. Weren't you trying to trade the real slugger? It's my Lakers hat. I got a couple others if you need them. You're not a Lakers fan. You're not a basketball fan, are you? But like I said, I think I will recap what I was talking about. Harbaugh 4-year extension. Orioles got all their pitching, batting, first and second baseman, scouting for the Senior Bowl. They're going over stuff. Young Terps, they're in third place in the Big Ten. They're trailing two Michigan teams, Michigan State and Michigan. And they'll see Michigan. Those guys, they split, in a couple times they've been here. So we'll see. And they're both good at home. So wherever we see them, they both have like 8-game win streaks at home. Maryland's a young team. They're Fernando. He was a defensive player of the year this week. I meant player of the week this week, not year. But he was defensive player of the year. He's averaging 15 rebounds a game, 3 or 4 block shots a game. And then you got Cowan Jr., their sophomore guard that's running 17, 18 points a game, starting to hit the threes down and do all that stuff. So they're putting it together as a young team. And Turgeon's getting them out there to play. Talked about the Pats and the defense is coming along right in stride, like they always do. Right in the end of the year, here they come. They're getting ready to play some championship football again. We'll see the Pats and the Rams coming up soon. All right. So, but Everybody get ready for that Super Bowl coming around the corner. Pats and the Rams. And there we go. Oh, and then the Mike Messina hat deal. He didn't say what he's going to do, but hat he's going to wear if we're going around. But that's it. This is the Fat Man. This is Thursday night. Probably won't be on Friday night because I got to deal with something. I won't be able to get on the TV or on YouTube. So I'll be hanging out. This is the Fat Man. This is Mike Nasty. We did it live. I'm hanging out. I'm rolling. See you next time with the Fat Man. Fat Man's just hanging. Fat Man, Mike Nasty. Rolling out. See you. Thanks for the See you.